So getting into the show, I just want to quickly mention that Auston Matthews is in Germany this morning.
Yeah.
So there is...
We're going to turn
Berube said yesterday that the condition hadn't gotten better, but it hadn't gotten worse. And Matthews has worked with this doctor. McDavid's worked with this doctor. So I'm assuming, according to CJ, that it's not like a crazy deal, but he's been accompanied by a team doctor, because remember, the team gets the ultimate choice over your health. Mm-hmm. But what's the team really going to say? No, Auston, we don't want you to do that.
What is the injury?
I don't know. Still don't really know.
So remember last year when John Klingberg flew all the way to Sweden and it essentially ruined his career?
Well,
I'm guessing it's not that one.
This going over to Europe to talk to doctors is actually fairly more common than we know in pro sports. Like Christian McCaffrey is the most famous one that just happened. He had a weird knee injury over training camp, and then he didn't start the season. And during the time where he was trying to recover, he went over to, I think it was Germany as well, to go see a specialist there. And it happens fairly often in baseball. There's a doctor in America who's a Tommy John specialist, but for some of the more obscure baseball injuries, they go over to Europe as well. Like, it's a thing because there are doctors around the world, and these people are $1 million investments, hundreds of millions of dollars. These athletes, their bodies are worth. You can fly around the world to go visit the best doctor, the best specialist who's trained in these areas. So we shouldn't freak out because he went to go see a specific doctor.
No.
But I mean, it does raise my eyebrows that he's on another continent.
Well, Steve, what's the difference between that and Yarncrook going to New York? Like the idea that
hours and hours,
that doesn't matter,
of kilometers.
Though. Steve, the idea that all the best doctors are somehow available in North America is such a fallacy.
You don't think they are?
I said everything I said.
Sing the anthem right now, both of them.
I said everything I said.
Unpatriotic piece.
And then you said
he might have to spend a few more hours on the plane.
So what about everything?
My concern, as always, is commuting.
Steve, what about everything I just said?
Nah. Jesse, listen, it's 2024. I don't need to listen to the evidence you put in front of me.
Yes. And I want to say this.
It doesn't need to change my opinion.
Steve, Jesse, as a man who's been to therapy before, you know that speaking sense to anxiety is impossible. You can't pull somebody out of an anxious spiral by giving them reasons. Mm-hmm. That's not how anxiety works. And Steve,
I still need to sue the makers of Inside Out.
Steve this morning is feeling anxious about Auston being in Germany. And what's interesting about that, okay, because even if you are feeling that, because I think there are some people that are like, I think it's interesting because the Leafs have been really great without him.
Yeah.
So why not go get the best specialized treatment? Why not? Hey, man, if he's not back, let's say they play this well and he's not back till January. Do we care?
Okay, let's not go throwing that out there, first of all.
And he's back fully healthy?
My reaction to this is completely different from my reaction to David Kampf, which is, they're not playing any games right now. It's okay. Just rest him, call up Mitt, and see how he does. Woo!
I mean, Kampf is a bit less of a player on the team.
Bullshit.
So, like he's not.
He could catch Auston.
They call him old 60-goal Kampf for a reason.
Matthews scored more than Kampf's number last year.
What did Christian McCaffrey get, Jesse, when he went to Germany? It was like some sort of...
a plane ticket.
Like, what did when he went over there was some sort of special treatment that was like not available here, right?
I don't know the specific
like
treatment he got.
Stem cell or something?
I don't think he got stem cell
No, he
replacement.
didn't get the Christopher Reeve South Park treatment?
No.
Okay.
I don't think he got that.
No, what's that blood thing where you spin the blood really fast?
Blood transfusion?
Oh, no.
No. What? No, there's this treatment where they take your blood.
Yes, I know.
They spin it in like a super spinner thing, and then they put it back in you.
Platelet-rich plasma.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know if it's that. It helps heal injuries, they say.
No, I know people who have gotten it.
You can get that done here.
Oh, yeah. Maybe that should have answered my question.
You know,
I know people who have gotten it.
I think the thing is that the Leafs are going to have to deal with the fact that players get injured. And it is, as it has been the last few games, going to have to be Auston out, other guys step up. And they've done a good job of that.
Did you see the report today that supposedly Craig Berube has spoken to one Mitchell Marner about playing center?
I didn't see that.
Yes, very, very interesting. And you know what?
What do you think, guys? Who's the better center? Nylander
Thank you
or
for
Marner?
listening to the show, Mr. Craig. I just appreciate it. He's catching up. He listened to our shows from, I think it was September. Mm-hmm. And he's finally all caught up.
Here are the lines, according to David Alter, from today, this morning.
Got it.
McMahon, Tavares, Marner.
Mm-hmm.
Nyes, Domi, Nylander.
Mm-hmm.
Robertson, Minton, Holmberg.
Nyes, Domi, Nylander?
Yep.
Oh, so Domi in the middle. Okay, sorry.
Robertson, Minton, Holmberg.
Robertson on the left for, I believe, the first time this season.
Dewar, Lorentz at center, Steves at right wing.
Lorentz at center is not something he has done. So you have two guys on Wednesday who are going to play center for the Leafs for the first time.
Mm-hmm. And Minton's done a great job.
Well, sorry, first time this season.
Minton did a great job in the AHL when he was there for 4 or 5 games. So
yes,
they're excited about that. But this Vegas game feels like the perfect time to try stuff. This is the try stuff part of the year where you go, hey, let's try stuff. So in the playoffs, if something happens to, I don't know, our best player and he can't play until game 7, we have other stuff that we've tried.
Kyle Cushman, by the way, who's just so good at basically everything, but especially Leaf prospects.
Don't know him.
Fraser Minton has won his 5-on-5 minutes 6-2 and has a Marlies high 4.25 shots per game. He's been really good coming back from injury, a deserving recall. Hey, good news.
Okay.
We love that. We love that. It's lovely. Hooray. And I like that they have like a kid line.
Yeah, it's fun, isn't it?
It's fun.
I think whatever. Like at the end of the day, it's one game against Vegas in November. Not that Vegas isn't a good opponent, but wouldn't you say good opponents are a great thing to test out against?
I hope you remember what you're saying right now if they end up stinking the bed.
Well, this is the thing. Like, you're going to learn on Wednesday, good or bad. And I think if it is a loss, it might be one of those losses where you go, all right, well, we learned. Mm-hmm. To me,
and if things go really well, like if it's just a game against Vegas in November, if things go really well or if things go really bad, you have to temper your hype around it.
I mean, it's a game of moments, and it'll depend on individual performances. To me, if the Minton line stinks, what am I going to be? Oh, you guys cost him the game, you useless pieces of crap. Well, if, Marner, Tavares, Nyes cost them the game with a stupid play, I'm going to be a little harsher because what the hell? You guys are supposed to be leading the way. There's also the possibility they might win. So I'm going to hold out hope that that's what happens. I'm excited to see Minton. I didn't really have any inkling that Kampf was hurt. So
no, it didn't seem like it at all.
No, and IR, so Jesse, maybe you know more about this than I do. Mm-hmm. IR is based on, like the amount of time you have to spend on IR is based on days or games played or both.
Regular IR is 7 days. Just that's it. Doesn't matter how many games.
So I'm pretty sure this means Kampf is going to miss, if it's retroactive to the 16th, he might only miss one game.
Yeah, because the 16th, whatever a week is. Because they play Sunday, not Saturday, against Utah.
Right.
So I assume, what's the 16th?
He's going to miss a maximum of 2 games.
Yeah, there you go. So it'll be, if he's good by the Monday, he'll be back. So yeah.
Okay, well, there you go. They're in a great position. And, I keep looking at it from this point.
Oh, no, the 16th was last Saturday. So he could play Sunday.
So he's missing 1 game.
Yeah, he's missing Wednesday, and then he's eligible to come back on the 24th.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
So we're trying to look at this glass half full. Producer Drew naturally was like, I hope you remember all this time off when they're playing 1,000 back-to-backs in the dog days in March.
Yeah.
And it's like, thanks, Drew.
Are they?
Great to speak to you. No, they're just playing 1,000 back-to-backs for the rest of the season, basically.
Right.
After these 2 weeks.
Okay. Well,
December is packed.
Perfect time for you to sign a bunch of books, right? I think.
I agree.
So
listen, we're doing a shitload of signings. I think I still have 9 more. And then after the signing in Burlington on the 15th, shutting it down until the spring.
The Leafs lead the league in back-to-backs this season.
Cool.
Do you know how many they have?
16.
They have 16. They are tied with Carolina, who also has 16. No other team even has 15. Oh, Montreal has 15, and then a whole host of them have 14.
with Eastern teams getting all the back-to-backs?
We're closer.
Yeah. Winnipeg is the least amount of back-to-backs. They have 8.
Yeah, but they're also like in the middle of the NHL map. They're in the middle of nowhere. Unless they play Minnesota 10 times, they're in the middle of nowhere.
I just think it's worth noting that a team has double the amount of back-to-backs.
I think it's worth noting that Leafs management has complained about this and not been able to get anywhere. And you wonder, listen, if there's anything that you want Shanny to be able to do, it's have some pull with league head office. He worked there, right?
Yeah.
I remember one year they had 18 back-to-backs, and they lost most of them. It was like a Babcock year, and he kept starting an unstartable Garrett Sparks in the back half of them.
Yeah,
so yeah, it was just it was rough. So with that, I think we leave the Leafs for now because there's nowhere to go here. It's Matthews is clearly not going to be back until at least next Sunday, probably not even then.
Most likely after the Utah game.
Yeah, you got a Vegas test on Wednesday. We can talk a little bit more about that tomorrow. But I look at this and I go, okay, well, it sounds like a midseason game. And you know what? It's nice to be able to say that. Once you get out of the first 10, 15 games, then you're mid-season until the last 10, 15 games. And I like mid-season.
That's a great way to look at it.
Because mid-season is like, okay, we're going to try this, and we're going to go, this team's on a crazy 3-week run. And they still might not even make the playoffs. Yep. You just never know, right? That this is where we're at. This is the glut of the season. And I like that. I like that rhythm that we get into.